Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear me? Okay. Can y'all hear me? This is this is His Lordship. You know what's messed up is y'all can't hear the sound effect. You can't hear the Battlestar Galactica sound effect. I got I got to figure it out. I got to figure out how to do this. I heard that I sound like some kind of puppet. I guess I was. It was said in the YouTube streets that I sound like some kind of cartoon character. Well, maybe I do. Okay, we're gonna turn it up now. You should be able to hear me very well. Okay. How about now? How now, brown cow? Okay, great. I was told that I sound like a cartoon character, and maybe I do. I can live with that. My feelings are not hurt. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, yeah, we just want to bring the truth in the real. You know, get a better understanding of what's true and what's real and what's false. See, it was said that someone had more views than other people that's attacking them, right? But they still have that nature nut name in their title. I still, a matter of fact, I saw Victor Moan's name and Nature Boy name in the title, but yet someone wants to brag about how many views they got. But they're still name dropping. How can you say in one breath that I've never mentioned him for 2 days. I haven't said his name for 2 days, but yet his name is in the title. Isn't that ironic? And then you're going to compare your views to someone who doesn't use his name in their videos, but you got more views than them, and you act like you got those views on your own. Because right now, we can go to your IG, your Facebook, or your YouTube and look at the videos that doesn't have his name, or the photos that doesn't have his name. All the photos and videos where it's just about you, there's only 1 or 2 views. Especially the hospital picture, there's only 1 view. Yeah, the dislikes are historical. They're off the Richter. Okay, it ain't that many haters out there. There's some people who actually dislikes what you say. Period. You know what I'm saying? And if you had so many supporters, how come there's no comments? You can't tell me that many people are afraid to comment. And the people who wants to comment are blocked, so they can't leave a comment. Because when they leave a comment, Only they can see their own comment, but nobody else can see it. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. This is his lordship. And I'm live tonight. And if you don't catch the show now, I hope you catch the playback, because I'm going in. Now, it was said that we are promoting that person by using that person's name and making videos about that person. It's quite the contrary. We're bringing the truth in the rear. I'm bringing awareness to this person. I'm making people aware that this person is very dangerous. You know, this person is spreading misinformation, promoting dangerous lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? Using excuses for what happened to oneself in their life. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you, today we're going to talk about the truth of the real, your perception versus my perception. And also we're going to talk about irony and anything else I can think of in the next few minutes. Okay, yeah. We're gonna walk this. I'm gonna quote diva on this. I'm gonna slow walk that person tonight. We're gonna slow walk that person, to quote diva. So, it's so much BS, it's hard to even figure out where to start. You know, with all this BS, where do I start? So, we can start with the GoFundMe if you want to. There's only 2 donators. There was one person who publicly donated $5, and then there's another person who donated anonymously $15. But the irony of the GoFundMe is that the name of the organizer is Ashe World, spelled WURLD. And if that person happens to pop up in the chat room, don't block or time out that person. Let that person embarrass themselves. Let that person, as Nature Boy would say, leave that person to his or her own devices and let them destroy themselves. Okay? Every once in a while he has one moment of sanity, so I will give him that. Every once in a while he has a moment of clarity or sanity, and then the rest is all fuck shit. Yeah. So, the organizer for the GoFundMe is Ashe World. Isn't that some kind of inside joke? I think that's a signal to let you know that it's a prank. It's not a real GoFundMe. Also, it leaves the door wide open for the F word. Fraud. Yes. It's starting to look like fraud to me. Matter of fact, if you got yourself fired from your job, the GoFundMe has already begun on a false pretense in the first place. And all they take is one email to the company, one little letter that's well written. And you don't have to lie like some people. You don't have to spread propaganda, hearsay, or gossip. You can actually tell the exact truth about how that person got fired, and that company will see that the GoFundMe was started on a false pretense. You can just tell the exact truth. First of all, she said that the GoFundMe was started by a fan. Okay, if you look at the GoFundMe, you will see that it's based out of New York. Whoever started it, their address is New York, and it's supposed to be a fan. So even if it was a real, legitimate GoFundMe, there is no guarantee that she will get the money, because 9 times out of 10. She don't even know who that person is, and it's just a prank or a setup to be, for it to collapse on itself, because it's some kind of false GoFundMe, basically. So even if that person had set up the thing. Even if that person set it up on herself, she's using someone's photo. See, the person who set it up, they gave the $5 donation, and that person's photograph is there. That's just to start off the donation, but the second donator was smart enough to be anonymous, but most likely it was probably, the person who wants the GoFundMe. I'm trying to be vague, but you know who I'm talking about. But how did you not catch that? That was a dead giveaway. The organizer of the GoFundMe event is named Ashe World, WURLD. That's a dead giveaway right there. And what's up? Guess who is me? I see ya. I see ya. But yeah, we could talk. We can really, we can go on and on about that. How suspicious that GoFundMe looks. And look, let me tell you a little story, okay? Of blame and how people don't take accountability. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when, no, I don't know. I don't know if I could tell that story. It's too personal. But it doesn't matter if someone phoned in and said that you were making a video, because it doesn't matter if someone phones in and say that, oh, this person was using the phone at work, because it could be someone who respect rules of the workplace. It could be someone who's in the nurses union who saw that and decided to phone it in. And if you can get the phone records subpoenaed and all that crap, you will find out that who you thought phoned it in didn't phone it in, number one. So just because someone says in a video that they called doesn't mean they really called. They're just trolling. You see what I'm saying? Anybody can say I did it and play along, like just the same way when you try to take credit for Nature Boy going to jail in Nicaragua. You had nothing to do with that. But see how easy it is to take credit? So when someone calls your job and said that you violated the HIPAA Act, anybody and their mama can say, yeah, I did it. It doesn't mean they did it. You have to prove it. A video saying you did it is not proof. That's just hearsay. you're going to need the phone records. And when you check the phone records, you're going to find out it's not who you thought it was, because there are many, many, many people out there that respect rules and laws. And then when you hold yourself to a certain esteem, like you don't break any rules or laws, and you want someone else put in jail because you feel like they're breaking rules and laws, well, how come you are immune to rules and laws? So they could have been a union nurse or somebody else who saw you violating that act, and they called in. But whoever you thought it was, good luck proving that, because the video is not good enough at all. And what's up? Let's see here. It's popping in here. What's up, Average Dro, and everybody else in the building? We got ZX1400 in the building. Okay, we got Ruby Rose in the building. We got a lot of people in the building. Mammy, and Sakina, and Blue, and everybody else in the building. And as I fall in and out of character, bear with me, because we're going to walk through this fuck shit. All right? Yeah, we're about to get real Hollywood up in here, okay? About to get real Hollywood. Also, I'm using OBS Studio, and I do webinars and teach people how to use OBS Studio. It's just a small fee of $25 an hour, and most people learn everything they need to know about OBS Studio in 1 hour. I don't know how you're going to be able to contact me, though, because I'm a troll. But we'll figure that out later. But all you got to do is leave your information on leave a comment on one of the videos, and I'll get back to you if you would like to learn OBS Studio. No, I am not who you think I am. I am His Lordship. That's all that I am. That other guy I took one of his classes, and I use the same apps that he used, and I will admit that I bite his style, but we don't, because I bite his style, we're not cool. I know who you're talking about, and I'm not going to say his name over here. I don't want to get flagged. But I am my own entity, His Lordship. Look, I'm like the Humpty Hump. When you see Digital Underground, you never see Shock G and Humpty Hump at the same time. Well, I'm Humpty Hump. Yeah, we both from the same township. Yeah, we from the same. He's from the east side of Detroit. I'm from the west side of Detroit. It's just a coincidence. So yeah, back to the the points that we're making. One of my videos showed her trying to show that all my videos are about that that person, and all my videos are not about that person. And she tried to say that the videos about that person has the most views, and that's false, because my video that says Mediva meets Nature Boy has the most views on my channel. And I'm scrolling down right now. It says Mediva versus you know who and Nature Boy. Okay, that has nothing to do with you know who. Yeah. And it's a lot going on in the chat, and my microphone is to my right, and the chat room is to my left, so I have to go back and forth to read and talk at the same time. So I'm trying to be cool, but I'm catching some of the stuff. But if you do tag my name, I do look at the bright orange the bright orange color, and I catch anything that's directed towards me. The rest of the stuff, I glance at it, I catch some things I don't catch. Hey, I want to say for the record, I'm gonna say this once and carry on with the subject. ZX 1400. This, when you step into the sector, there are gonna be people that try to test you. So, just let it brush off your shoulder. Don't let it get to you. This chat room is neutral, so there's no friends or enemies here. It's just people here gathering. There's everyone that I know has beef with somebody, and if I got mad at everybody, I wouldn't have nobody to talk to. So I just stand back and watch what's going on. But you're gonna come across this when you first come into the sector. People gotta, unfortunately, you got some people will put their finger on your chest, and how you deal with it is how you deal with it. It has nothing to do with me. But you can hang out here, and we're gonna talk about the subject of tonight, which is the person of honor up there on the screen. And I hope the feds are watching. I just finished the 5th season of Peaky Blinders also. I don't know if anybody's into Peaky Blinders, but they it's like, where's the rest of the season? It's like they cut it off. But if it matches what history was, like if the fascists took over in 1930, then I guess it had a correct ending. But I almost feel like it left on a cliffhanger. But also the new season of Top Boys. It took them 4 years to come out with a new season of Top Boys. Also, I finished watching El Camino, the sequel to Breaking Bad. I just had to throw that out there. But we're gonna get back on this girl and on these people that's telling these lies and this misinformation. Because the next thing I'm going to talk about is Kama Sutra. We're going to break down the lies and the misinformation of Kama Sutra. All right, well, cool then. Hang out, enjoy yourself. There's a lot of outlaws here. There's a lot of in-laws here, and you know when I'm new to a place, I don't have to tell you. I never have my back to the door, and I don't walk too far in just in case I have to walk out. But you're welcome here because I don't get involved with all the stuff that goes on. I just lay in the backfield. If people require my services, I do things, but no, it's all good here. Yeah, but so yes, I've did 4 shows about Karma Sutra. Actually, no, I don't know. I keep muting them. You know, some of these live shows on His Lordship channel are muted. I only let 1 or 2 be on the public. So you may not know that I've done several shows on Karma Sutra. Okay, and whatever you thought Karma Sutra was, it's not. You will be surprised, and we're going to break that down right now, and then we'll go on to the next lies and misconceptions. You know, I can't. It's just too much going on in this chat room. I'm trying to keep up, but let me tell you something. Misconception number 1: Karma Sutra is not a sex book. I repeat, Karma Sutra is not a sex book. But somebody says it is. Is there anybody in this chat room that believes Karma Sutra is the book of sex? Put a 1 in the chat room if you think Karma Sutra is the book of sex. Put a 2 in the chat room if you think Karma Sutra is a manual that tells you how to live one's life. Okay, it's buffering a little bit, and I'm broadcasting at 800 bits per second. So I prefer 2000 or 2400, but we're gonna reduce that to we're gonna break it down to 750 bits per second. And if you take one of my classes, you will know what I mean by this. When you have buffering issues, all you got to do is reduce the kilobytes per second and until it gets down to a level where it's smooth. So yes, you're not buffering. The Karma Sutra is not the book of sex. It's a manual on how to live your life, especially if you part of a high caste system. If you're upper caste. And Karma Sutra comes from a group of Sanskrits. Sanskrits is the proper definition. Over 150,000 Sanskrits condensed down to 150 Sanskrits, translated down to 7 chapters in a book. So if somebody tells you it's the book of sex, and they can't even tell you the name of the person who converted the book, when somebody mentioned the art of war but can't even tell you the name of the author. A matter of fact, somebody was in her chat room and said, "Oh, you know Kama Sutra? What's your favorite chapter?" Guess who ignored the question? If you know the book, you would have a favorite chapter, wouldn't you? Kama Sutra has 7 chapters. Chapter 2 is about sex. So if you have a book with 7 chapters and there's only 1 chapter about sex, how could you call it the book of sex? Kama Sutra does not have one single photo. It has no pictures of sexual positions. It only describes a few positions in chapter 2, probably only around 16. And those positions are favorable to the female. Now, there was a European Asianologist that took the interpreted version of Kama Sutra from East Asia and converted it into English, and there was a ban on pornography in England, so he added the sexual position images. He made it pornographic, and that way it became a literary book to a small group of people in a reading club, and they were able to have their pornography legally by having that book. You see what I'm saying? So they took someone's culture that was thousands of years old and made it something commercial and bastardized it. And then with the invention of the internet, they really exploited what the true Kama Sutra is. Now, here comes the unfortunate part, because I don't want to give the impression that I'm promoting this gentleman, Elijio. I am not promoting Elijio, but I do have to call a spade when I see one. I do have to point out a fact when I see one. So let's look at the irony here. Your girl says it's the book of sex when it's not. She questioned Elijah and said he was wrong about what he said. But let's look at both of their lives, okay? Kama Sutra is really a crazy book. It's very, very outdated. Now, if you really wanted to blow up, you would stop trying to call yourself the Messiah. You would take time and rewrite the book of Kama Sutra to match modern times, and then tell the world that this is the way I live, and you might get more respect because you halfway there. Because look, everything that I've seen Nature Boy do matches Kama Sutra. Unfortunately, everything that I see yours truly do is the opposite of Kama Sutra. Did you see the irony there? And I hope certain people are still in the building. I hope that that what I have to say this evening is informative and entertaining. But I'm very, very serious when I talk about these things. Now, let's get dirty with Kama Sutra, and I ain't talking about sex, okay? Some of the shit that I read in Kama Sutra, I had to close the book because I didn't understand what I was reading. And if I don't understand it, how can someone simple-minded as the bonnet understand it? You know what I'm saying? First of all, let me put my phone down. I'm not looking at the chat. First of all, where do you start with this crazy shit, Kama Sutra? let's do a comparison with Nature Boy's life and the book of Kama Sutra and the 7 chapters. All right, for the bonnet to be so anti-polygamy, Kama Sutra is it's pro-polygamy. Kama Sutra is pro-polygamy, okay? The book tells the wives how to behave, and if the older wife is too old to get busy, the older wife trains the younger wife. And Kama Sutra says it's okay to take your nurse daughter to be under your wife. It tells you, Kama Sutra tells you how to grab women that's close by, because if you may have to take a lower caste person as your wife, and they tell you, well, if it's the nurse's daughter, then it's okay. Or if your neighbor is slipping, like if your neighbor always gone and your neighbor's wife is unhappy, it's okay to take your neighbor's wife. Okay. And then it says for the older wife to keep drama amongst the younger wives so they won't have a bond. You see the similarities? Just like the drama between Nature Boy wives. It say play games with your wives, play word games. Didn't they just have a game not too long ago? It says play with words and make them seem like something else, like dis-ease and disease. You see where I'm going with this? It says wear turbans and stuff like that. It says it tells you how to decorate the house. All right, where stools and stuff. It says earrings. Just like Eliana and her earrings, and the girls displaying their earrings. But what's crazy is it's all accidental. I don't think he got a book of Kama Sutra in his iPhone library or on the table somewhere in the house. It's just a coincidence. And then it says it's okay to take a girl from her family, have her sneak out the house, get her drunk, marry her, and then come back to the family and say she's mine now. So whatever Kama Sutra you got from Cosmopolitan or on the internet or something like that is totally wrong. It's the perverted, bastardized version from Europe. It's not the authentic cultural version from East Asia. Kama Sutra has no pictures. How can Sanskrit have photos? Okay? And why would they wait so long to add photos? It is what it is. It's already hard enough to translate it. So chapter 7 tells you how to make what I call drugs, but they would call potions. All right, chapter 7 tells you how to make drugs to seduce women. And one of the things is to mix this plant with that plant. It tells you the exact plants to use, and then throw in some monkey excrement with the concoction. Then throw that on your beloved one, the one that you want to love you forever. Throw this potion on her that has monkey shit in it, and she will love you forever. She will love you forever, because when people find out that someone threw monkey shit on her, nobody else is gonna want her anyway. Ruby, you too smart for me. You are too smart for me. You may have a point. But yes, now look, they talk about there's only 3 or 4 types of men and 4 types of women, and they're talking about the private area, the private parts, which is described as this, and this. And they said that, there's I don't have the book. Well, I have the book in front of me. I don't feel like opening it. But the book says if you have a lady that's very, very big, like you're too small for her, then you can use the horn of an animal as a prosthetic, or you can use wood or metal with bracelets on the metal. So basically, they're telling you to use a ancient dildo on your wife, but something that would damn near kill her or cause internal damage, though. It says it's okay to leave your mark on your wives, especially if she has to travel or you have to travel. You scratch ownership onto the body, like you scratch your initials or something on the body, so other people will see it if she's unclothed or something like that. So it tells you what women are favorable to marry and what men are favorable to marry. So Kama Sutra is actually color struck. You can almost say that Kama Sutra is into swinging, polygamy, it's racist, it's into date rape, because basically it tell you it's okay to slip the girl a Mickey and marry her while she's not in her right mind. Also, there's a little bit of pedophilia in there too, because Kama Sutra says if there's a lady that you're interested in and she has a child on her lap, then you should kiss the child to let her know that you have an affinity for children and you love children. And it tells you to kiss the child on the lady's lap. Yeah, and I think not just on the cheek or in the face, I think you kiss the child on the mouth. Okay? Now, I did a video that the bonnet said that the only reason she said what she said about fellatio was because of because she was talking about Kama Sutra at the time. She was not talking about Kama Sutra. She was talking about Nature Boy, and she said that she could give better fellatio than any other girl in Carbonation. But even if that was true, that she was speaking about Kama Sutra when she said it, there's nothing in Kama Sutra, there's nothing in that book about fellatio. Matter of fact, correct me as I'm wrong, I don't think fellatio is popular in East Asia anyway. Okay? But they do have a religion where they worship the phallic, the penis. They do have a religion like that. And dudes sit around with whatever, 10-hour boners and shit, and people bow down and pray to it, but that's a whole nother story. I want to welcome all the new people in the room. I want to welcome Madiva and Fairy Soul and everybody in the room. And I just want to say one thing, because I don't want people to be mad at me. I don't want people to trip out on me. I got some new fans and I don't want to lose them. But once you make your point and tell someone how you feel, you can just keep, because now they know where you're coming from and you made it clear to that person, because we all just want to enjoy the show. And it's all good. This is a neutral zone, but it's freedom of speech. I love freedom of speech, so people are gonna say what they're gonna say. I'll say it again because there was some buffering. It was buffering on my end, so I'm gonna say it again. Once you let people know where you're coming from and they know where you're coming from, I guess, you could pretty much end it there and keep it moving, and we can all be cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I do believe in freedom of speech, but we want this to be a neutral zone where people can be informed and entertained. Because I already know that it ain't like We Are the World song. Everybody in here is not gonna hold hand in hand and sing in perfect harmony like the old Coca-Cola commercial. But we can't tolerate each other. We can all agree that we have issues with this person. We don't hate that person on the screen. We don't hate that person, but we do have issues, and we can all agree to that, even if we disagree about other things. Right? I sure wish my little computer voice would work. I wonder if you could hear that. This is His Lordship. Moving on. So His Lordship has proof that see, all my videos have proof. If it proves that Victimone is innocent, it proves that, you know what I'm saying, that she got herself in trouble. It proves that you name it, that everything that person has said has been a lie after lie after lie, and continues to lie. You know what I'm saying? And Scorpio is in the building. And yeah. Now wait a minute. I got Victimone in the building, and now I know I've made it. You know what I'm saying? Because Victimone though doesn't even go to Why You Tripping Off Me shows. So he come over to His Lordship show. Yeah, I know I'm doing it over here. Okay. Good. This is the neutral zone. So I read in Karma Sutra that it tells you that if a woman is too dark, don't marry her. If a woman is too light, don't marry her. That's in Kama Sutra. That sounds racist or color struck to me. You see what I'm saying? It also tells you that the women that's the most of, the easiest to obtain as another wife. Like if she stands in her doorway a lot, if she's in the window a lot, if she's widowed or something like that. There's like a long list of crazy stuff. But chapters 2 is devoted to sex. Chapter 7 is devoted to drugs or concoctions or potions or spells, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, well, yeah, I read it like that. And what's crazy is when you do mess with someone in a lower caste, it's accepted or they make an exception if they're part of your servants. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's your nurse or your cook's daughter or something like that. But okay, Eric is in the building. The church is in the building. Shay Bad is in the building. And we're all here. We are family. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, the book ain't what you think it is. It's based on living the same kind of lifestyle that Nature Boy is living now. It's like watching Nature Boy is actually like watching a Kama Sutra lifestyle. It's really running in parallel. It's just that the book is it was based on ancient times. I mean, everything down to the fingernails, to the sucking of toes, the head wraps, all that's Kama Sutra. The clothing, the way they hang out on the floor and the furniture, all of that is Kama Sutra. You can look up for yourself. A matter of fact, the book of Kama Sutra is a free book on the iTunes bookstore. So if you have an iPhone, you can download. There's a license-free version of Kama Sutra. So if you don't have the physical book, you can actually get the digital book for free at the Apple Store, and I'm sure they have it for Android too. One moment, please. So, yeah, in the other videos, I were more detailed in what the teachings were, and I actually was reading out of the book and quoting the book. Right now, I'm just doing it from the dome. I'm just, referencing what I can remember. So, there's some details that I left out, but trust me, it's a really strange book from possibly a very strange time, but using attachments, the men using attachments on his phallic in order to please her, but the way they described it had to be excruciating, before the invention of plastic and foam rubber and whatever styrofoam. I don't know what's out there. Yeah. Oh yeah, you like that picture up there? Yeah, we're gonna highlight that. Let me we're gonna highlight that. Let me see here. You guys don't know how difficult this is. I am behind in my own audio. I had to skip up to make sure that I was closer to the thingy thing. But yeah, let me see if I can accent this. Yeah, there we go. Now, how's that? Do y'all see that? Ayana Saji in the building, observing stuff in the building. Welcome all. Maribel Hernandez in the building. Can y'all make some room, move some tables over, move some chairs over, and allow them to sit closer to the front? Cause those some old friends over there. Okay. Since you guys like photos, I'm going to try to see if I can find another interesting photo, because this might be some evidence that the feds can use. Notice the Fed logo on the screen. Yeah, how you like me now? How do you like me now? This is his lordship, broadcasting live from who knows where. Okay, so where was we? What was we talking about again? Let me check my notes. Sometimes I feel like that guy that announces people at Nordstrom's. Danielle M. Holdman. Fairy Soul. Patty Paradox. The Church of Diet. Ruby Rose. Yeah. So, can y'all name everyone in this picture? Because I'm going to leave this one up for a minute. This one is a very interesting photo here. This piece right here is actually in a gallery right now. Yeah, this is in the gallery. It's going for a couple of $100 right now. Yeah, because they love, where I live, they love art. And they love Negro art where I live. Look, there is a person in this photo I don't think you guys recognize. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you recognize this person. Let me take the Band-Aid off. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah, let me take the logo. I think the logo is in the way. Now, if you guys recognize that person, then I'm gonna leave the logo there. Well, let me take it off for a second. Oh, let me put the logo back. See how everything ain't always as it seems? Sometimes it could be something else. And that's my point. You know, people, perceptions are messed up. They perceive things. Just because someone said they called your job doesn't mean that they called your job. Just because somebody said I sent the pizza doesn't mean I sent the pizza. You know, you have to have hardcore phone records, all kind of stuff, receipts, credit card numbers. You got to have proof. And when you calling people dumb and throwing accusations out there and putting people's reputations on the line, maybe you don't take this YouTube stuff seriously, but your YouTube channel is no better than NBC, CBS, ABC. This is your network. This is your Motown out of your house. I don't know if you know, Motown started in a house. That house is still there. They lived upstairs. The studio was downstairs. Okay? And they didn't have what you have today. You got Motown in your laptop. And if you can broadcast to the world on the World Wide Web, this is your Wayne's World. This is your network. You need to take this stuff way more serious. Now, isn't that special? This is his lordship, coming to you live out of who knows where. Okay, now let me speak on some more truths. Let me bring more awareness before I sign off of here. I am a witness that not only Victor Moan put his government name and phone number on the screen, or he said it verbally. It might have even been in the chat room, but he gave his full government name, and Diet gave her full government name and number, and I'm not sure if the Italian biker did, but I know that they gave their names and their social security number and their address. So for someone to say, I don't know where that person lives, I don't know that person's number, I don't know that person's address, that could be a lie, because it was out there. Because if you didn't get it, your trolls got it. The same way you tell other people to control your people, well, and you have ninjas, well, you shouldn't have said you had ninjas. You snitched on yourself. Your ninjas grabbed the numbers, the names, and they made the phone call on your behalf. It's a two-way street. You have been stalking and harassing this guy. Okay? You've been gang stalking this guy. Okay? Making problems for this guy. So what goes around comes around, really. It's karma. Yes, this picture is creepy because this is called horror trolling. I invented a new style of trolling called horror trolling. Thriller trolling. Who's that in the back, though? Who is that in the back? That's even creepier. Is that Raw? This is his lordship. And I always feel like you got to quit while you're ahead. Don't overdo your stay. And don't overdo your welcome. You know what I'm saying? Get in, get out, make them laugh, make them cry, let them get upset. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? It's been real. It's been fun. And we do have some classic photos that, we need to go across and never forget. We got some real genuine photos. Things to remember the show by. Make sure you get your screenshots. I appreciate everybody coming through. I think I made my point. There is a specific photo I'm looking for. Oh yes, yeah, this is the one right here. This is classic. But let me figure it out here. It's not looking right. This is the grand finale photo right here. Wow. It should be that color. Wow. Yeah, we fall in, we fall out. We fall in and out of character. There we go. There we go, right there. That's the ticket. There we go. And that's how we're going to end the show. Yes, Sexy Star, I'm familiar with that person, but I am not him. It's like the difference between Shock G and Humpty Hump of Digital Underground. There's Shock G, and then there's Humpty Hump. All right. Thanks for coming out, folks. I appreciate y'all. Until next time we go live. Okay? Peace out.